Yeah, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So let's get started with the third video of this AWS Skill Builder series. So we have already learned how to build a network with a VPC and launch a virtual server on EC2 instance. So in this video, we are going to talk about a different but equally important related to the storage service, that is Amazon S3. So let's get started and dive into S3. So let's first talk about the full form of it. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service provided by AWS. So what is S3? So S3 is like a virtual highly scalable filing cabinet in the cloud, you can say. It is an object storage service, which means you can store any kind of files or objects like photos, videos, documents and application backups. The keyword here is simple storage service. Makes it This simple makes it more incredibly easy to store and retrieve data from anywhere on the web, and it is designed for durability and availability of your files are always safe and secure and accessible from anywhere. So let's talk about the S3 core concepts. So when we can use the S3, so we can use S3 when you will be dealing with a few concepts. First, everything is stored inside a bucket. So here is a concept of bucket where we are going to store all of our objects. You think this bucket as a folder or a container of your file. Each bucket must have globally unique name. So yeah, whether whichever region you are in, it should be globally unique. Inside your buckets, we can store objects, we can create multiple folders and then put the objects into them. And objects can be any file, it's given a unique key within its bucket, and finally every object you store in S3 can be accessed by a unique URL. This is what makes S3 great or hosting things like website, assets or public files, you can say. So let's get started with S3 from the AWS console and navigate to the AWS S3 service. How we are going to do this. So in this lab, we are going to get our hands dirty with S3 by practicing a few core tasks. Like we will create a new bucket, upload a few objects into it, and then manage those objects by moving it. And then finally cleaning up, deleting both the objects and the bucket also. So yeah, let's get started. So log into your AWS Skill Builder page and just open it. In the last two videos, we already logged in and completed the basic of AWS introduction to VPC and introduction to EC2. In this video, we are going to do some hands-on on S3 service, that is the storage service of AWS. You can see the first two are completed. Now it's time for the third one. Let's scroll a little bit. Let's start with the go-to training. Here you have to click on the start button to go to the documentation page to follow the hands-on lab. Just click on start. It will open a new tab in which all the documents, all the steps are mentioned, how we are going to do the hands-on lab on it using AWS Skill Builder. You just if it need the sign in page, so just click on create or sign in. You have to just click on create or sign in button right up here. You will be able to log in with your default AWS Skill Builder account. So you can say now I am able to landing on the AWS training and certification page with the documentation of the hands-on related to introduction to S3, introduction to simple storage service. It takes 2 minutes sometimes to display the main page. So yeah, we are on to the introduction to AWS Amazon as simple storage service page. Here we have the objective overview and all the things to get started this hands-on. We have to just click on the start lab button. So just click on it. It will create a virtual environment for us, virtual AWS console for us. By accepting the terms and condition, we are starting this lab, and step by step we will perform different tasks, and then we will get to know about what AWS S3 is and how to manage the objects right in here. So you can see our lab is ready. Just click on open console and we will having our AWS console fully created and provided by AWS training and certification team. So the first task which we are going to create is that we have to create a bucket first. So we already discussed in S3 we have a concept of bucket. Whatever we store, whatever we object we want to store, like photos, files, videos and all, we have to store into after creating a bucket, and then we can store into it. So just open the console and search S3 into the search bar. You can see, choose the S3 from the services section, or you can just search in the S3 and then you can click on it. Just click on here. Next we have to create the bucket name. The name we should provide is something like report bucket and then hyphen the account ID of the AWS account, basically, which is getting created for this lab. So I have to just click on create bucket and then bucket name. I'm just typing report bucket and the account ID. You can just copy it from here and paste it there. So this is the bucket name I created, and in the object ownership section just enable this ACL enabled and object writer option. Just object ownership, choose the ACS enable and pick these two. Choose the object writer in place of, you can see, bucket owner preferred. So I'm just choosing the object writer. After that, scroll down a little bit. You can add some tags as well and create it. So I'm just clicking on create button, create bucket. This will create a bucket for us in which we will do some hands-on related to S3. After that, the first task is completed, that we successfully created a bucket. The next task is to upload an object to the bucket which we created right now. So you can see in the 11th number point, it's mentioned that we have a PNG file already there, new report.png. To save this file in the local so that we can upload it, so we have to just right click on it and save as link. You can see save as link. It will save the file locally so that we can upload it at our bucket. So you can see I'm just saving it into the download folder. Go to the S3 console and choose the bucket which we created earlier. So I'm just going there and open the bucket which we created. Here just click on upload and upload the file which we just downloaded. Here just click on upload and select add files. You can also add the folder here, but for now I'm just adding the files which we just saved it, and click on upload. It will upload that PNG file to this S3 bucket. You can see upload successful. Click on close to go to the S3 bucket page. Now you can see a new PNG file is appear in our S3 bucket. You can see Now let's move on to our second task is completed. The third task is to make the object public. So just open this PNG file which we just uploaded here. You can see an object URL. Just copy this object URL or click on it. It will open like this. So if you just click on that, it will open in that page only. So let me just copy it and open this into a new tab. You can see it says access denied. So we are not able to access it from publicly. So we have to make some changes and make the object publicly accessible. So let's go to the bucket section and just here in the object section make public using ACL. So just go to the object section and make public using ACL. You can see right up here, and just select the make public button right up here. Just click on it. It will fail because right now you can see for more error column the field to edit table below. So it gives us different kinds of error because you need to turn off the block public access. We have to first turn off the block public access and then we can make it public using ACL. So we have to just first go to the bucket page, bucket console, and go to the permission sections. So I'm here in the bucket section. Just go to the permission one. In the permission tab, you have a section block public access. Currently it's selected for all, like it's blocking for all. You can see block public access, it's on. Just click on edit and unselect it, like we have to switch it off kind of. Just click on edit and select this off and save the changes. Type confirm to save it. After that, just go to the objects again which we uploaded previously, and now trying to make public using ACL. I'm going to the objects page and object tab, then opening the new report, object action, making public using ACL. This time right now it's not access denied is appearing. Now I'm making it as making public. Now you can see it's successfully added the public access. Now if you go and refresh the page using the object URL, you will be able to see the report PNG file. So if I just refresh it, we will have our image file right up here. So this is how you can give public access to any object. So this is the task 3 of this hands-on demo. So let's test connectivity with the EC2 instances. One EC2 instance is already running up into this lab. So let's first check the connectivity with that EC2 instance, and then we will do some hands-on on top of that. So for that, you have to just go to the AWS console page and choose the EC2 service from there. And one instance named base station host is already in place there in running state. So let me just go to the search EC2 here. You can just go and search here EC2 and just open it and choose the running instance type there. So you can see one running instance is already present with the name base station host. You can see right up here. You can see base station host is running. You just select that base station host and choose connect. You can see different types of connect options. Choose session manager from there and just click on connect. So it will start a connection to the EC2 instance server, and you will have a CLI mode of server using session manager available for you, where you can just run some commands and do the steps on the server you want to do. let's first, you can see this is the connection established, and this is how your uh, terminal looks like of your server. So first go to the home directory using cd and uh, cd asterisk something like this command. So you are into that folder, and for checking in which directory you are in, just run the pwd command, present working directory. You can see it's home ssm user. Now enter this command to see all the list of buckets you have. So just run AWS S3 ls list. So it will list all the S3 buckets which you have in your account. So one of the bucket which we are created, that is report bucket, is also present there. Next we will list and see what are the objects which are stored into our bucket. So we will run AWS S3 ls and then the uh, S3 URI, you can say URI of S3 bucket, we will paste it there, something like this one. So let me just copy this, and at last AWS list as AWS S3 ls and then the, so in this manner I will enter the S3 bucket URI, and this is the bucket name. I am just copy and paste it here, and then I will hit enter. So this will show how many objects, what are the files and objects present in my bucket. So only one file is there, new report png, we will get that. Next, just go to a reports folder created inside this directory. So you can see if you create ls, there are different text file, zip file and png file, jpg file are present in this folder. So we want to just copy that report text to our S3 bucket. So let's see how we are able to do that or not. So if I run AWS S3, then copy command, for copy the data from here to there, used cp is the command. So AWS S3 in cp, and then the file name of which we want to copy from where, from the source to destination. So our source is this system, destination is the bucket. So we write it in something like that, report test.txt, and then the S3 URL. So if you just enter it, you will see that the upload is failing. This is due to the bucket policy which is not set for the EC2 instance connect and upload it from there. Now we have to, so our next task is to create a bucket policy so that we can upload files from the EC2 instances as well. So for that we will create some roles and then assign those roles to the S3 bucket. So I'm just typing it again, S3 choosing our bucket and going to the permission sections, or you can say let's upload a new sample file.txt. First save that. So here we have a sample.txt file to save this link, and I'm saving it as, and uploaded it on to the bucket. You can see there are two files, one is the png file, one is the text file. Now we copy this object URL and just paste it in the browser. You can see it is not publicly accessible. So to make it publicly accessible from the EC2 instances or some, we have to return to the S3 console management and just choose this service IAM roles. So let me just go to the IAM and click on roles. It will open the IAM role section, and just search this EC2 instance profile role into this roles of IAM. This role that connects the EC2 instances used to connect with S3. So this is the role which we are searching, EC2 instance profile role. So just click on it. You can see 3 permissions are already added: Amazon SSM Manager Instance Core, read only access, and then one more rule is there. One more policy is already there, reason pinning policy. We have to copy this ARN, and we are using this ARN and attach it to the AWS S3 bucket, so that we have the access of S3 into the EC2 instances, read or write. Like you can have the access right here and there to copy, upload from there also. So next, go to the permission section of the bucket, and then in the bucket we have to generate some bucket policy there. So you can choose the policy generator option, or you can just um, use some kind of here is the policy, so you can just write it your own policy with yourself, or you can use the policy generator option also. So I'm just writing it out, the policy right up here. So this is the policy which we have to write. You have to just copy it and paste it there. So this is the principal ARN. We are allowing get and put object of S3, so it can get object and put object also. And the resource it should have access to, that is the S3 bucket ARN with all the objects by adding star into it. We are giving the resource line to access all the objects inside this bucket. After editing the bucket policy editor, you have to just click on save this policy and save it. Next, this time when you try to upload the files from the SSM or the instance, we will be able to we will be able to upload the files from there also. Let me just check how many files are there. We have 2 files which we already uploaded from the UI, from the console basically. Now let's just copy the report test1.txt from the EC2 SSM manager, EC2 server, you can say. So let's just copy that command and paste it out here. So this is the AWS S3 CP, and then the command is copy command. Yeah, this is the command. Let's just hit enter. Just hit enter. You can see upload this. It will upload the file to the our particular bucket. You can see right up here. So in this way we can just upload the files from EC2 instance as well. If you just check, we have 3 files in our S3 bucket. You can see. Let's just following to get object from the S3 to the EC2 instance. If we want to download it, copy it from the S3 to the EC2 instance, we can also do that. For that we have to just copy this command and then paste it out here. We have to replace the bucket name here because this is not our current bucket. I'm just replacing that. Yeah, so in this way, if we want to download the files from the S3 to the instance also, we can do that. So you can see, if we just print ls, we will have the sample file.txt from the S3 bucket to the EC2 instance as well. So this is how it will work. So for the sample purpose, they also provided the policy generated policies for us. Like this is the policy, bucket policy they are going to add in the bucket policy. Next, we want to apply the bucket S3 get object from everyone, like for all the instances. So we have to add the bucket policy to read access for everyone, so that we do not have any access denied or response using the object URL. So we can also add that into the bucket policy itself. So in the second statement, you can see, if we scroll down, in the second statement we will provide the get object for everyone, for every principal, you can say. So I'm just copying this bucket policy and just editing it, pasting it up right up here. So you can see, let me just refactor it, and I only need those last statement. Like there are two statement in it, one for the get and put object from the for the EC2 instance profile role, and the second one is which we want to add, that is the get object for everyone. I'm just adding this one here. Yeah, and let me just put the correct bucket name right up here, and replace it. Yeah, after saving the changes, just click on save changes. This is the updated bucket policy which we need. If you just click on refresh right now, then you can see this text file right appears for us. So next we will explore the versioning system in AWS S3. So AWS S3 provides us the versioning system, which makes us to like store the previous version of the file and the new version of the file as well. So by default it's not enabled. We have to enable it. So just click on the bucket versioning and choose enable right up here. So it will enable the versioning for us. So let me just open that, and here is another file of the sample file.txt with the new name. So just save it with the same name which we already earlier did. So this is the earlier file having this content. Make it a great day, something like this. And after enabling the bucket versioning, we are now again uploading the same file there. So it will replace that file. You can see this sample file.txt. We will again upload that file, sample text file.txt, with the new version. If you just here is a show version also tab is also appearing. Just adding the new version of the sample.file.txt and just click on upload. After uploading, you can see, just close and refresh the page. You can see, if you refresh the page, you will have the updated version. This is the previous version. If you just click on refresh, you will have the version. This is the version 2 of the file. Have a lovely day. So the S3 updates to the next version of the file with the same name, and when we turn on the show version, you will be able to see both the versions right up there. Let's go to the S3 console and let's see how it goes. Just close this tab and open the source version. Click on source version tab. If you go here, sample file.txt, if you just click on the versions also, you will be able to see different versions of sample.file.txt one. You can see in the versions page we have two versions. One is the null version and one is the updated version with recent one. You can see right up there in the versions tab. This is the version ID is null for this one, and if you, the current version is the DH81, you can see right up there. So if you just want to show on the AWS console, just turn that show version button on the S3 bucket page. You will be able to see that. Just go to the bucket page and just show versions. You can see two different versions of the sample file.txt is already there. One with the null, one that is the original first version, and the first version of this sample.pl file is already there. So let's just delete the object windows, delete the sample file. With the object, choose delete. Delete one of the versions of sample.file.txt. Let me just select this one. Let's see how it goes, like which version it is deleting. So I'm just typing delete right up here, delete the object. So what will happen if we just click on show version again, it will put a delete marker on those, whatever version is deleted. So if we just click on show versions, if the object is deleted by mistaken, we can see that it is put a delete marker. It puts a delete marker on the recent version with a new version ID. So both the files, the first one and the first version of the simple.py file is already there, but on top of that it is putting a delete marker for that particular file. So by default, by mistaken, if you delete any object, this way you can recover those objects as well. So if you just delete that delete marker type object from here, you will be having the object again in the S3 bucket. Let me just delete it, delete this delete marker thing, and let me just see what we have. If we just delete it, you can see our two versions already, which are already present for the sample.file, is already present there. So yeah, if we mistakenly delete any file, by the use of versioning we can easily recover it. Next, let's just choose the let's just delete the sample file.txt with the new version, latest version. Let's just delete the latest version and see how it happens, how the URL changes, whether the URL object URL shows the recent one or the previous one, the actual one which we uploaded at the start. So if I just show version and just select this one and delete it, you permanently delete this object, will delete this. Now we will not able to recover this version of this object. So now that will automatically degrades to the previous version. So now if we just go to the object URL of this, you can see we have the previous versioning of that file is already present. So in this way versioning works in AWS S3. So this is all the hands-on which we want to do in this AWS skill builder series and introduction to AWS S3 classes. So in this we created S3, we add an object to the bucket, manage access permissions, create a bucket policy, and how to use the bucket provision also. We learn all these things right up here. Now it's time to assess the assessment part. So it is mandatory to mark it as complete. So just click on launch assessment. Sometime it will gives the error. I think this time it is opening at the first time, I think. The first time. So you can see 503 error generated from the CloudFront. So just close it and refresh the page and just try one or two times. You will get the assessment page there. Again launch the assessment. So in 2-3 minutes, if you try 1 or 2 times, the assessment page will open. Let's just start and finish this. It has 5 number of questions and total 20 number of attempts it allows. So let's just finish it fast. What is the primary purpose of AWS S3 bucket provisioning? To preserve, retrieve, restore every version of the object. So the second one, what happens if you try to create an AWS S3 bucket with a name that already exists? So if we try to create an AWS S3 bucket which already exists, it is not able to create. So the bucket creation fails and you will receive an error message, because the bucket name should be globally unique. In the AWS S3 bucket policy, which element is specify the AWS account or the users that the policy applies? So this is the principal which we selected. Principal star means all of the public access is also enabled for those, whatever access we want to give. What happens when you upload an object with the same name and in the so a new version will create it if the versioning is enabled, or if the object is overwritten, if the object is automatically renamed. So yeah, if we upload the same object with the same name, so it will create a new version, and a new version is created if the versioning is enabled. Otherwise it will replace that with the previous one. The existing object is overwritten. So right now in the question it is not mentioned that the new versioning is enabled or not. So yeah, it will overwritten the previous file basically. So I'm going with the second one, the existing object is overwritten. Default access setting for the newly created S3 bucket is it is private access, because we don't have the public read access there. So I think it's the private one. Or it's the authenticated users. No, it's the private one, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, let's just choose private and click on finish assessment. You can see all the answers are correct. So in this way we successfully completed the assessment as well for this introduction to Amazon simple storage service part. After doing all this thing, you have to, don't forget to submit the result here, and then log out from the AWS console and then end the lab. So I'm just signing it out from here and click on end lab. So this is how you complete this lab of day 3 of the Amazon simple storage service, third training in the AWS skill builder series. Here are some additional resources as well, so you can just go and explore different things about all these AWS S3 training, object permissions and all. Once you are done, you can see it will ask some feedback and rating for it. If you want to give it, or you will have the achievement certification as well. So if you just click on refresh, your certificate is also getting generated for you from the AWS skill and training and certification team. So this is all about the hands-on demo and introduction to Amazon S3. Hope you guys like this video, and we will see in the another video how we will introduce identity access management in AWS. So we will explore introduction to identity access management, AWS IAM, in the next video. Till then, see you. Thanks everyone. See you in the next one.